footage. It'll record any video clips that I show to you. It'll record our conversations. So I'll burn it to disk, and then you've got a copy of everything that we've been through. So you don't have to sit there thinking I've got to remember all this stuff. All right. So it'll be for you to take away. So you had some analysis done a few years ago. At the shop with Debbie.
Yeah.
It's always interesting to to get people's own. I asked you a few questions in the pool before. Get people's own perceptions about what you feel like your stroke is like yourself.
Yeah.
What do you think? If you could say one thing, what do you think is the one thing which is causing you to not improve in the way that you should? If you can think of any one thing.
Just, I wouldn't say model pool technique. I would just say not the right technique for my type of swimming that I am. So I'm not getting the benefits. So really, I suppose pool technique.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Because you're a big, strong guy, so you'd expect to be able to get through the water quicker.
I expect so.
Yeah.
But I know it's not that simple.
Yeah. No.
Not for swimming anyway.
I wish it was.
And I think the thing is, I started swimming quite late.
Yeah.
I was 46 when I got in triathlons.
Yeah.
And I could swim, of course I could swim, but I could, like the animal, just the windmill, the arms are going straight, and I'd tire out after 100 metres. And
okay, that's interesting.
I think lots of people fall into that category until I actually started bending them a bit and trying to alter things. I could then swim infinite lengths of crawl.
Okay.
But not in the fast time, but I can swim infinite crawl now, which is nice. But
and what did, just out of interest, what did Debbie say to you was the main thing that you had to work on then?
She said, do a programme. She said, get some kicking done.
Yeah.
As in, like, if it's even just 100 metres a session. So she said, probably go in the slow lane again and kind of start again. But I said, it's very hard to do that because in the slow lane, people really slow. And
sure.
I do swim with the faster people. I just end up at the back of the group, which is not mind because then the people behind me. And you kind of you find your niche, if you know what I mean.
Sure.
And you need pushing. I think if nothing, you get a good workout.
Yeah.
And I know if it was, get the right technique now, I'd be so much further up the pack.
Yeah, no, sure. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Well, let's start to play through. When I look at swimmers in the pool, I look at things in a sequence, in an order, and the reason for that is because there's a chain. What you have is almost like a chain reaction. So, whereas you might think, for example, using your legs, you may think that because your legs scissor kick a little bit.
Yeah.
So you may think that is a fault in itself.
Yeah.
But what actually, for me, the scissor kick is caused by things further along the chain.
Yeah.
So if we fix those things, then the scissor kicking will naturally improve itself. So it's always worth looking at things in a particular order. And the main thing that is the driver of people, the way people move through the water is, are they lifting their head up?
Yeah.
And are they holding their breath? So I always start by looking at head position and breathing, basics. Okay, this is kind of lesson number one almost. So if we have a look at your head position, so at this point you're actually lifting out the water, but you're not breathing.
Yeah.
You've got your mouth in the water still.
Yeah, I think the first few strokes sometimes I just don't breathe. I just try and get. Obviously,
we'll play it through. And there we go. There we're breathing. Okay. So first of all, we're seeing full face.
Yeah.
Although it doesn't look like you're actually you've got your mouth quite closed a little bit there. So how much actual breath you're taking in at that point is difficult to say. Let's play it through a little bit more. You're only breathing on one side. Do you only ever breathe on one side?
I try to do workouts where I do by breathe, but I just find it easy. Yeah, it's kind of a default thing to breathe on one side. But I do try sometimes in where I do both sides.
Are you breathing every fourth stroke? So you're not breathing every stroke. Oh, you're breathing. Did you breathe on the other side?
No, I don't think I did.
You just breathe on one side. Okay, fine. So first of all, head out the water. Now, I'm going to put some things on here just so you can compare what we kind of it was best to look like. And I'll come on to one of the reasons that you've got your head out of the water. You might feel the need to kind of turn it a little bit too far. I'll come on to that in a second. But just so you've got it on here. Oops, wrong one. So in terms of head position, ideally we want to have what we call Popeye, Popeye head position. So when we turn to breathe, we keep one goggle in the water, one goggle out, head nice and low. Yeah. Your head actually is quite low here. It's not too bad. Yeah. It's not too bad, but we're still seeing the full face.
It seems like my chin actually is coming up on the next side.
Maybe,
and it's...
Yeah, and I'll show you why that is in a second. Okay, so that's what we're aiming for.
Yeah.
We have a little bow wave which forms around the top of the head, and the bow wave kind of comes around and it drops down and makes a little trough for you to breathe into. If you lift your head and drop your head, move your head around too much, that bow wave gets wiped out. You don't get the benefit of that little trough. The reason I'm talking about lifting the head is because if you lift the head too much, then the legs drop.
Yeah, of course, it's like a break.
Yeah. So it's like a seesaw effect almost. So we want to make sure that the head is nice and low in the water. So let's carry on playing it through. Okay, I'm going to take a look under the water now. Let's have a look at your breathing. Now the first thing that you see as we come under the water here is quite a low body position, which is what you said. You talked about like in a pool boys.
Of course,
yeah. So the pool boy will naturally give you an extra bit of buoyancy at the back end.
Same as the wetsuit,
yeah, absolutely. And what it will also help you do is keep your legs together.
Yeah.
And keep them, stop them from splitting apart. So it's going to solve two of the issues that we need to look at today.
Not just because I've got big legs and they're heavy in them.
Some people are naturally more buoyant than others. There's no getting around that.
Not yet.
But the main issue with your legs is things which they're being caused to drop down by things further along the chain. So we'll carry on playing this through. I'm just having a look at these. Okay, here we go. So you've taken a breath.
Yeah.
Now, next thing we're saying, holding your breath.
Yeah.
Okay. Holding your breath, and you can almost see your cheeks bulge in there. Holding your breath, fill your lungs are full of air, and what it does is it pulls the chest up.
Yeah.
Like a buoy.
Yeah.
You know. As soon as the chest comes up,
legs drop. Yeah.
Then the legs will drop down.
Yeah.
Yeah. If we play it here, just take it back a second. And there we are on the other side. That's the same point on the other side. So holding your breath is going to cause these to drop right the way down.
Yeah.
And when we look at how to improve swimmers, there's two main elements. There's we want to reduce drag and we want to increase propulsion. Okay. The main thing which is holding you back at the moment is not so much your propulsion. That's kind of the next stage we can look at.
Yeah.
What we want to do is reduce the drag that's causing you to slow down in the water. So one of the things that's causing you to drop the legs a bit is you're holding your breath.
Yeah.
Just taking it back to the same point here. Next thing is where you're looking.
Yeah.
You're looking right forward. Again, that causes the head to come up, causes the legs to drop. Okay, so we've already got three things there which are causing the legs to drop, which are actually quite easy things for us to work on. So we'll carry on playing it through. Now, this is what we're coming on to now is the main thing which is causing a problem in your stroke. Okay. You mentioned, I kind of brief chat to you about swim types, and we kind of briefly touched on overglider. Overgliders have a big pause at the front of their stroke. Yeah. And you have a pause in the stroke, and you're also pushing down at the front end of the stroke. Again, pushing down. See, you've pulled the bubbles down, no?
Yeah, yeah.
So we'll just take that back actually and see it come into the water. See the hand come into the water. Yeah. So it comes in flat.
Yeah.
You see all the bubbles you're dragging down.
Yeah.
And if you watch that hand, bearing in mind, like you mentioned it right at the start, getting a high elbow.
Yeah. Obviously not getting as high as I think I am. Never.
So what we're always looking for, so if we show you someone like John Van Hazel. John Van Hazel have you seen the Mr. Smooth animation?
Yes. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. This is who it's modelled on.
Yeah.
This guy's got super smooth stroke. Let's see if we can get him under the water. There we go. So he will spear in, but he's speared in rather than pushing down.
Yeah.
And then he's engaging the catch. You can't really see it because he's not really in the shot. I'm going to show you somebody else. Show you Rebecca Adlington. Where are you? There we go. There we go.
That's lovely,
So
isn't it?
that's what I'm looking for, yeah?
Yeah.
So she spears in.
Yeah.
She's coming, the similar point there. She's coming slightly differently. So she's speared in a little bit cleaner. Now, if you watch her hand, she's already generating some propulsion by that hand coming back. Yeah. What you're doing here is you're pushing down, 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 and then it's not until you get down here that you actually start to generate some backwards pressure. And if you actually look what happens to your hand here, look what's happening to your hand here. So you push down, 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 and then you kind of slip backwards through the water. Yeah. So there's not a huge amount of propulsion going on that side at all. Good thing about this is we can do stuff like this.
Yeah.
That's what we're here for.
It's amazing because you perceive how you swim totally different. You think you're doing.
Yeah.
You really got to exaggerate that catch up to get the.
So what we've also got here is you've lost a little bit of support at the front end of the stroke, and I'll show you what I mean about that in a minute. If you lose support at the front end of the stroke, you basically start to sink, which means you feel like you have to lift your head to get the breath.
Yeah.
All right. If you look at Rebecca, as that hand starts to move backwards and just starts to come into the body, the next hand comes in.
Yeah.
Yours is much later than that. Your hand is almost on its way out the back, look, before your recovering arm enters the water. See the difference?
Yeah.
So, again, kind of slipping through the water at that point. On the breathing side, same thing. Big push. Do you get shoulder aches or anything like that?
I don't actually, no.
Okay,
Strange enough that I don't. I've always been quite...
Okay. Because it's pushing down.
Yeah.
Big push down.
Heads up.
Yeah. And what's happening again?
Is that kind of over pronating almost?
So you're over rotating,
on the left side,
and then so you're kind of vertical in the water, and then again the hand is kind of slipping back. A lot of this is driven by your unilateral breathing, breathing on one side, okay, and then there's the push down. Now, it's interesting you said about Debbie telling you to work on your kick.
Yeah.
Now, if you watch your kick here, look at your left leg.
Yeah.
It comes right the way up. Yeah. That is a complete reaction to this stall here. It's called a kickstart kick.
Yeah.
So your body senses that you're coming to a bit of a halt, and it gives it a kick to try and get yourself going again.
I mean, because my kick used to be really bad, but I've tried consciously to keep it, shorter and.
Yeah.
But
it straightens up. It straightens up there, and then it's actually quite nice and neat and tidy there, behind you. But you've got pauses on both sides.
It's like dead space, isn't it? It's just where I'm going nowhere.
So if you're going nowhere, you lose propulsion, and you're slipping. you just start to sink through the water. So you really, and it adds to the deceleration. If you know what I mean? Okay. So now. This is always an interesting view, and I'm not sure you would have seen this at the when you had it done last time.
No, it was just some underwater. Doing a D with it, was just some. I saw some stills of me swimming. Obviously, it was an endless pool. It's very hard to get.
Yeah.
You can't really move much. Just go like hell, try to knock back into the wall. But
so you've pushed off from the wall here, and what I'm looking for here is ideal. Sorry, it does have a tendency to crash this thing. It's still recording, so I won't have lost anything. So you push off from the wall here, and what we're looking for is ideally, we want to be swimming along, almost like you're swimming along through tram lines. Yeah. So everything is going in the direction of travel.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, what you really see from this angle is this lead arm disappearing. And I said about lack of support.
Yeah.
You've got nothing at all providing any support at the front end of the stroke here. Really almost kind of slightly rotating onto your back, which is why we're seeing your full face. So your face is actually quite low in the water, but we're still seeing the whole face. And that's because you're kind of right the way over. And then there's our big kickstart
Yeah.
lock. And then a big stretch out. If I play this in, I won't play it in real time, but if I play it, I'll speed that up a bit. So when I talked about wanting everything in the tram lines, good start, and then it starts to kind of see your legs are splitting.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Now it might seem to you that it's a whole load of bad news and there's a lot of stuff going on, but a lot of this is linked.
Yeah.
Linked
to my left side dropping.
It's yeah. So if we can, so one of the drills we're going to do, the drills we're going to take you through. Give me that second. So we're going to start off by getting you to do some sink downs. If you've ever done those before, so sink down drills. This is to get you used to exhaling properly.
Yeah.
That's the first thing we're going to do is work on your breathing. Okay, get you to know what it feels like to fully exhale.
Yeah.
That will also make your swimming feel slightly more relaxed.
Yeah.
Because what happens if you hold your breath too much, apart from the buoyancy effect of lifting your chest up, is it actually kind of creates a build-up of CO2.
Yeah.
And you can kind of start to feel a little bit.
I've ever tried doing like 50 or 25 fast. Actually, I can't physically go that fast because I'm hampered by the breathing. People say, you should be out of breath more. I said, I can't do it because I can't go that fast, and I just end up, thrashing the water. But that's probably why I'm not doing it correctly.
No, absolutely.
Well, I can get my fitness. I know I can get my pulse up high and maintain it.
We've got some, as a result of this, there's a lot of things we can fix, but there's a few drills which will fix a lot of these things in one go.
Yeah.
Not immediately.
No, of course not.
Over time, they will certainly tidy a lot of these things up. So don't panic. We'll kind of get stuck into it. So in terms of the sink downs, then the idea of sink downs is basically you breathe out, and if you can empty your lungs, you can get your bum on the bottom. Simple as that.
Yeah.
All right. And you practice. You exhale, you sink down, you come back up. Exhale, sink down, come back up. And people that hold their breath very often struggle with it. It takes quite a few goes before they start to get it all out. People don't like this drill sometimes because it seems a bit Mickey Mouse, bouncing up and down in the deep end, but it's really worthwhile exercise to go through. And then we'll transfer that over into some more normal swimming as we progress through the session. So we're going to do some work on that. Now the thing that's really going to benefit you is we're going to work on your alignment. Okay. So when I say alignment, it's talking about getting you in these tram lines, and getting you nice and straight, and not having it with your legs kicking out and your arms coming over and this, that, and the other. So again, if we look at Jono, just so as he's on here, let's just try and find a clip of him from above. Look. So this is perfectly smooth stroke.
In the tram lines.
Yeah, look how smooth that is. So you could draw those lines along there. It'll change as soon as you put these on. There we go. It would. Oops, that was in completely the wrong place. I didn't do that very well. But you get my point.
Yeah.
Something along those. So the way we're going to achieve that with you is we're going to get you something on your side first of all with fins. Do you have any? Have you got fins of your own?
No, as I say, because we can't use them in public sessions. I've used them before. Obviously, they're great up because they solve the problem of kicking, don't they? You can just glide and get the propulsion.
Yeah. The difficulty with doing these drills without fins is the fins are there to provide you with the propulsion, so you can focus on what you're trying to do with the drill. You can just easily kick, and it gives the propulsion for allow you to focus. Without the drills, you've got to kick a hell of a lot harder, and you're going to be thinking more about where am I getting my next breath from than actually the drill. So it's going to be worth. I don't know if you've got any kind of school or anything local to you where you are that you can try and get into, or even if you have to get like a bit of a drive. I mean, look at this kind of pool. They wouldn't have an island over here, so there'll be pools around.
Yeah.
It's really worth making that effort because if we get you kicking on your side, now this will work. This will get you to practice several things. First of all, breathing out under the water, staying nice and in alignment, and also, you know, set up when you are losing the support of the lead arm when you breathe. So he's breathing there. That lead arm is staying high. So practice your kick as well. So it kind of ticks a load of boxes all at the same time, this drill. So you swim the whole length on one side, and I'll go through that with you in here today. And this is kind of step number one, if you like. And the reason we go through this is because the next one is called the 6-1-6, which is the same as kicking on the side, but we start to introduce a stroke. Yeah. And this is where you can see why we go through this process, because we're adding one stroke, then we add 3 strokes, and we try and get you, let's go back to that shot again. So here's that recovering arm, spearing in and staying straight, and not allowing it to disappear under the water. Yeah. We're going to focus on keeping that straight.
So by the time it's dropped down, I've lost a massive amount of propulsion. So
yes.
You're saying because basically sunk a bit, it's not there.
Yeah. Well, it's not. You're not getting any propulsion from it because all you're doing is pushing straight down. Yeah. Pushing straight down. Improving the catch. Yeah. So what happens once it enters the water and getting the elbow up, and the propulsion is almost the next stage. Yeah. We need to get the boat straight. Yeah. First of all, and get it floating level in the water, and then we can start to turn up the engine, if you like. It's a bit cliche, but that's kind of quite a good way of explaining it. So we're going to do 6-1-6, and then we're going to move on to 6-3-6. And what I might get you to do, I'll see how you react to it. So here we go. So more like full stroke. But what you're doing there is you're breathing on both sides. Yeah. So it's 3 strokes, 1, 2, 3, and then you're on the other side. Yeah. So you get used to breathing on both sides, keeping alignment. And then after that, what I'll get you to do is do some full swimming, but I'm going to get you to do the bubble, bubble, breathe drill. Yeah. So you're literally saying bubble, bubble, and then you're breathing as you turn. Yeah. And speaking into the water means you're exhaling. All right. And we'll spend some time focusing on that and getting you nice and straight in the water. There's a variation of this called the baton 6-1-6, which I might get you to do it. And what happens at the front of the stroke here, right at the front, is you hand the baton from one hand to the other, and that makes you have that one arm high all the time. It doesn't let it drop. Yeah. And that's going to be more than enough for you to get your teeth stuck into for a while. Yeah. But it is going to really benefit you to find somewhere to use fins. If you can't use fins, if you really can't use fins, just do it for half a length. Just do the drill for half a length, or even if it's just for 10 metres, until you start to lose the momentum from a good push off from the wall, and then do the same thing back. Good push off. Think about the drill for 10 metres or 15 metres or so.
So is this pool open to the public?
Yes, this is a public session.
And you can use fins here? Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think with kind of leisure centres, they're all council-owned, aren't they? But they won't let Gazelle, I don't know if Stratford do, but
Stratford,
certainly if you won't let you lose. They do if it's an organised session, if it's a swim club. But it's not when you swim on your own because they said paddles could come off and hit someone and
Well, that's another reason. I mean,
do you use them on the mornings of the Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday?
Yeah, that's what we do. It's a private session. I hire the pool, so we can do what we like in there. So we do that here. Stratford public sessions, they say no if you ask them, but I've never been stopped. I go in public sessions all the time. They don't say anything. So, all right. So there's some good things for us to get stuck into there. And I think we can make good progress today with the fins on. I think you'll be surprised at how much difference it will make to you. Give people too much to think about, it starts getting a bit much. So there's plenty there to get stuck into. Have you got any questions or anything at this stage, or should we crack on?
No, it's all it's all
good. All right, crack on. Okay. just switch this off, get this